Time for some news. They have upgraded patch 6.2.1 to patch 6.2.2, and they've added a few new things, including a Timewalking revamp, some new stuff for the holidays, and a few little tweaks and additions here and there. But first, let's talk about Timewalking, because it has been updated to include a currency system, something which many of us actually suggested for launch. The new currency is time-warped badges, and they actually have the same icon as Justice Points. I hopped onto the PTR, and doing a regular boss gave me 125, and an end boss gave me 200. However, this could all change. Now, in terms of rewards, you get item level 600 and 75 gear for between 1 and 2,000 badges. Reputation tokens for TBC and Wrath factions cost 500 each, and you can also get crates of meat and barrels of fish for 1,000. The Bag of Fishing Treasures item costs 1,500 and can give you crocodile pets, which are from fishing. Heirloom upgrades are also here, costing 5k for level 1 armor and 6k for level 1 weapon upgrades, and then 10k for level 2 armor / 12k for level 2 weapons. Finally, there are two mounts, the Eclipse Dragonhawk and Ironbound Wraith Charger. The Dragonhawk costs 50k currently, and I can only assume that the Wraith Charger will cost the same amount during the Wrath event. There are also some toy items which cost between 10 and 20k. So overall, this gives people a far more deterministic reward system for doing time-walking dungeons. You know that if you go in, you get some currency, and eventually that will get you a shiny thing. It almost makes them akin to how regular dungeons functioned in past expansions from a gearing perspective. However, they don't really cover all that many slots. Because of this, I think the weekend system feels more forced than ever, and it simply does not make sense. The issue is that they've already put on gear, which is eye level 675, which is very powerful for something that is active all of the time. So I think this system absolutely is an improvement. Having those currencies is really nice, but it does show that the disparity between having a currency system and then being on a bonus weekend, I think just shows how much Timewalking was kind of thrown in for launch to try to get more stuff in the patch. Now, at this stage, I know that Legion is a thing, and I don't have that much motivation to bother with a lot of this endgame stuff past getting those mounts. I'll do a good look at those in a bit in this video, but suffice to say that Wraith Charger is actually a really pretty mount. Though they are expensive, getting 50,000 badges is going to take a lot of time-walking dungeons, and getting enough badges to justify those heirloom tokens over just buying heirlooms for gold, I don't really think that proposition is going to make sense for most people. I'd say that this ultimately will be more of a minor alt catch-up, but mainly a way to get mounts and toys. I do wonder if this is a glimpse into the future, though. I can't imagine them taking Timewalking off the weekend system and maybe fleshing out this currency a lot more for Legion, if it is going to continue in Legion. They want to keep dungeons more relevant, so perhaps we might even see a currency system for that expansion's normal and heroic mode dungeons. This is also the patch which brings flying to Draenor. They said weeks when 6.2 launched, and that's sort of the rough time span, but now it's almost 2 months down the line, and I find it very hard to believe that bug testing flying will take that long. They changed the name from 6.2.1 to 6.2.2, and it now includes some Legion pre-order items and a Legion-themed store mount. More on the store mount tomorrow. On the forums, they posted that they flipped it over to 6.2.2 and added that Legion stuff because they couldn't have done that previously without giving away the Legion expansion too early, and that it hasn't affected the timeline for flying. Again, I find that to be a bit strange because flying is relatively bug-free in the PTR, and having a few non-crippling bugs that could be hotfixed, I think would be worth getting flying out by the time that people, say, get the Order of the Awakened rep. By 2 or 3 months, I don't think a lot of people are necessarily going to be that excited about the possibility of flying. Also, there are data-mined additions to Winter's Veil and Hallow's End, which are really, really nice. They add some new quest content, and that is something that I'm very, very happy to hear about, because I love it when those holidays are bulked out of actual new content. That's definitely good to see. And they're also letting us trade in Apexis crystals for the items from the legendary quest to basically catch up. Swag as fuck, I can tell you one thing, I won't be doing that, because I am done with Tanaan Jungle. And finally, I will close this video off with mounts. So the Heavenly Azure Cloud Serpent is a reward from getting 300 mounts. The Eclipse Dragonhawk is from Timewalking, as is the Ironbound Wraith Charger. The Grove Warden is a store mount that will be the subject of tomorrow's video, which talks a little bit more about store stuff overall, and the Minion of Grumpus is a Winter's Veil Yeti mount, which will probably be kinda nice because the Yetis do look pretty awesome. Anyway, that's pretty much the overview of what you need to know for this patch. It's definitely a welcome addition. I think everything in here is a solid positive in terms of what it brings to the game, but it's a bit late. So, I don't know if it's really going to drive that many people playing, but certainly, if you're still playing WoW, if you got into this expansion a bit later on, then this will bulk out your endgame experience, and that's definitely a good thing. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what your thoughts are about the content in this patch. Thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.